first bucket of the game, an emphatic one.
Well, the game is going to be an emotional game because now that San Antonio is back, they are going to be playing high emotions, and we just saw a little bit of that. And I can expect, because of last game on Thursday, that you see Portland play at a higher level than they did last time out.
Strickland with the first turnover of the game on the travel. Here's Buck Williams, guarded by Terry Cummings. Williams to the left hand. And quickly, the Blazers are out to a 4-0 lead. Willie Anderson, far side. Portland back in a hurry. This is Terry Porter. Makes the jumper, gets into the lane, and got tied up, and there's a turnover. Back comes Anderson. Cummings gives it back to Anderson, and back to Cummings, who put it up.
You can see that San Antonio's playing with the emotion. Willie Anderson is really a key for them. If he can get off the slide, he scored a basket, got an assist. That's when he plays well.
Terry Porter comes back with the three-pointer. And Porter, who is averaging over 20 points a game in this playoff season thus far, has Portland on top by 3.
Got to see San Antonio go inside with Cliff Robinson guarding David Robinson. You have to think the advantage of San Antonio.
Rod Strickland's shot is off, rebounded by Cliff Robinson, who got the position on David. 7-4 Portland. Drexler on Anderson. Jerome Kersey. Kersey's two-pointer makes it 9-4 Blazers.
And that makes Jerome Kersey tough, and then the Trailblazers, because Kersey is really a slasher driver to the basket. He makes his jump shot. You've got to come out and guard him.
We are waiting to see if this will be as emotional a game as was Thursday night's San Antonio victory. 121-98. Robinson tied up and fouled. Kersey thinks he got all ball. Dick Bavetta thought otherwise, and Robinson will shoot 2.
The key for Portland is when David Robinson gets the ball, first get him off the block, and then if he takes a dribble, go down and give help, as you see Cliff Robinson as well as Jerome Kersey went to double team.
What a game this young man had Thursday night when the Spurs needed to come back and needed a victory. He had 28 points, 8 rebounds, 8 blocked shots.
And that doesn't say how many shots he intimidated because of the 8 blocks, Greg.
Cliff Robinson's shot is off the mark. Cummings went to the board, lost it out of bounds, but it still belongs to the Spurs. In 2 years here in San Antonio, Larry Brown with 78 wins and 89 losses, and what a turnaround from last year's season of 21-61. Midwest Division champions, finishing a game ahead of the Utah Jazz. Top of the key, Anderson. Around and out, Buck Williams rebounds. To the baseline, almost turned over. Drexler on the nice pass inside from Cliff Robinson.
Well, that's an example of just hustling to the ball, and if you see those plays keep going to Portland's side, that's when I think they have a distinct advantage. They're quicker to the basketball.
5-point lead for the Blazers, 9 minutes to play. And that foul is on Cliff Robinson, number 3. And that's the second foul on Robinson.
Well, that puts Rick Adelman in a tough spot, particularly if Robinson gets his third, in light of the fact that Wayne Cooper is not dressed and will not play, so they'll have to go to the young Mark Bryant to take Robinson's place.
David Robinson. And it's 11-8 Portland. And the Blazers turn it over. Turnovers played a big part in the Spurs' victory on Thursday night. Turned the ball over 14 times to 23 for the Blazers.
Yeah, you got to get the ball into Robinson. With Cliff Robinson with 2 fouls, you've got to get the ball to him.
Strickland recovers, goes back up, and a foul is on Portland. That foul is on Buck Williams. That's number 1 on Buck. playing with the goggles, protecting the eye that was cracked. The bone around the eye was cracked in the playoff. Down low, Cliff Robinson on the baseline with the reverse.
Nice move because he had David Robinson on the left side. Bryant took it to the right to protect the shot from being blocked.
Here's Willie Anderson going to put it up. Portland going to force it back down again in a hurry. Theirs is a 2-point lead. Long range shot by Clyde Drexler. Drexler has 7 of Portland's 16. Strickland down the lane, had it slapped away. Cummings for 3. And here comes Kersey. Strickland going for the steal, didn't get it. Kersey from outside. Too long, whistle blows, and the foul will go against the Spurs.
You saw Buck Williams doing what he does best. He got good position in there, but the play actually got started when Rod Strickland made a bad lead here going for the ball, and then Buck Williams going for the glass because he knows Jerome Kersey's going to shoot it.
You saw the identical 16-11 score. Lakers on top of Phoenix. In the corner, Porter, 3-pointer. And Strickland has the rebound. Strickland was a rebound shy of a triple-double here Thursday night. Anderson on the drive. Just didn't fall. Porter penetrating, rejected by Cummings, out of bounds to Portland. And the clock is stopped with 6:50 to play. 5-point Portland lead.
Well, Terry Porter tries to catch the defense, and Terry Cummings with his back turn. But you see, this is a much more aggressive Spurs team. They come in, make sure Terry Porter doesn't get it down.
Leading the way, Terry Porter, who had 27 points, 7 assists, and 5 steals. But Thursday night, it was the David Robinson show. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 8 block shots. The high-flying David Robinson, perhaps most amazingly, had just 1 turnover in 37 minutes of action. It was clearly his game.
Well, it was his game, Greg, but you got to credit his teammates. I thought they played with a sense of commitment, and that's the only way you win championships, by just digging down and making it happen. That's what the Spurs did.
This is Porter. Porter puts it up and nails it.
Had a mismatch with Terry Cummings and was going to take Terry to the basket, decided to pull up for the J, knocked it down.
18-11. Portland with the lead. Cummings. Four for Cummings. Cummings kicking that one out of bounds, and Portland retains possession. There is TC, the longtime Milwaukee Buck, who came over and made a difference here in San Antonio.
Brought some experience to a young basketball club, and when you talk to the team, they'll say David Robinson helped, but they'll tell you Terry Cummings gave them the experience they really needed to have.
Drexler going head up with Cummings and puts it up over him.
Boy, he's got an intent look on his face, does Drexler, and he's going to take it at whoever guards him.
Spurs back in a hurry, down 7, 20-13. And 5:45 for the first quarter. Cummings puts it up again. Line drive shot, loose ball foul goes against Sean Elliott.
Greg, I'll tell you what San Antonio is missing is Rod Strickland, in addition to having a triple-double, had 17 assists. Right now, he has no assists, and you notice the Spurs are shooting jump shots. You don't get many fouls called for you when you're shooting jump shots.
Precisely the problem Portland had Thursday night in their loss. They were shooting jump shots, not penetrating at all. Shot clock at 10. And Porter. Back to Drexler, who's going to drive the lane. Oh!
On everybody.
Clyde Drexler has 11 of 22 Portland points.
The delay is about a delay of game call against Clyde. He dunked the ball, and then he hit it with his hand so the fast break wouldn't go the other way.
5:15 to play, first quarter, 22-13, Trailblazers. low. That one is a foul on Mark Bryant. Here are the Portland Trailblazers very much having a problem with David Robinson as you look at Clyde Drexler down the lane. That's a major league move, and then there's the slap out of bounds.
Yeah, the ball just came at him, so he wanted to make sure they run.
But here's Portland trying to take on David Robinson without a true center available to them, Quinn.
Well, I think it's important for San Antonio to get David Robinson the ball for the reason you just cited. Portland really doesn't have a true center in the game.
Sean Elliott overshoots everything. Porter comes back. Out of bounds. Turnover goes over to San Antonio. And the Spurs fans wanting a little more action than they've seen. Robinson in the lane. Offensive foul. $15,910 on hand here at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. Greg Gumbel along with Quinn Buckner. 22-13. Portland is leading San Antonio.
Great. Portland has done a good job, I think, of staying active, which I didn't think they did in Game 3. And that's what's made it so tough for San Antonio.
Mark Bryant. Got it away. Shot is blocked, and here comes the Spurs. And Anderson will slow it down.
Good defensive transition by Portland to stop that fast break.
Elliott. Good pass by Robinson. Great shot by Elliott. Elliott's first basket of the game. 22-15. Porter comes right back. Game clock down to 3:45. Sean Elliott open. And Terry Cummings.
It was very blatant.
It was funny how the neighborhood just cleared out. You saw it earlier here on CBS. Patrick Ewing leading the Knicks to the 111-103 win over Detroit. Meanwhile, in Phoenix in the first quarter, the Laker lead over Phoenix is 4. That series tied at a game apiece. Here, Portland leads the series 2-1. They lead the game 24-15 with 3.5 to play first quarter. Williams. Pass cross court, picked off by Robinson. 3-on-2. Strickland to Cummings. Porter throws up a prayer. Loose ball picked off by Mark Bryant, and the Blazers will start it over again.
Well, that's what they've done in the games that they won. Portland gets just about all the loose balls.
There's a rejection by Robinson, and look at him run the court. Strickland down the lane. Robinson follows, doesn't go, and that foul is against Rod Strickland. We don't lack for action. 2:42 to play. First quarter, it's a 7-point Portland lead.
Shoes don't make the players, Sean. I hate to tell you that.
Well, neither one of them claims any bragging rights this afternoon. Each has 2 points on the board. Shot clock at 10. Kersey has Elliott in the air and puts it up. Doesn't go. Mark Bryant with the rebound. So Kersey made the move. Elliott went for it, but he didn't get the shot down. Drexler, baseline. And Clyde Drexler has brought it with him to the arena today.
He's on a mission today. I mean, Portland's still shooting jump shots, and they've got a 9-point lead here. But I said it before, if you don't get driving from Strickland to dish the ball off, I think you really hurt your club if you're San Antonio.
Cummings. Eight points for Cummings, 26-19, and we're under 2 minutes for the quarter. Drexler inside, Kersey works his way in.
See, Portland, I think, has a couple of mismatches that they can take advantage of. One is Jerome Kersey on the rookie Sean Elliott, and the other is I think Clyde Drexler has the ability to take Willie Anderson and take both of them out of the game.
Cummings to the baseline, has it batted back at him. Shot clock is at 8, and that foul is on Drexler. That's number 1 on Drexler. Elliott and Cummings will relax. David Wingate, number 25, into the game for San Antonio, as is Frank Brickowski.
Well, you got Wingate in the game. That's a defensive player that Rick Alleman has to be concerned about, because now you got to put Wingate. He can guard Clyde Drexler. Now with Brickowski, that's the physical presence that I really think that San Antonio has missed a good part of the first quarter here. Somebody that can get in there, bang, be willing to give their bodies up.
28-21. Drexler's shot is off. Anderson rebounds, and the Spurs are running. Now Wingate will wait. Robinson. Missed the short pop. Porter comes back. Under a minute to play, 50 seconds. In fact, Porter all the way in, and the offensive foul is on Terry Porter.
Well, Wingate was there. There was no question about it. But David Robinson was what forced Terry Porter to take that drive, because Robinson was away from the basket. You see on the left side of your screen, there's David Robinson. Clearly, David Wingate is there.
5 turnovers by the Trailblazers this afternoon to 2 for the Spurs. Robinson.
They've got to take advantage of that mismatch. David Robinson is, 5 inches taller than Bryant. He's strong and quick. You've got to get him the ball down there on the block.
6 points for David Robinson. San Antonio moves to within 5. Half a minute to play. First quarter. Porter. And the whistle blew before that shot was off. Dick Bavetta says the foul is on David Robinson, and that's number 2 on the rookie center.
This is something that has been significant in the games here. The backcourt scoring, you see Portland well ahead, 20-5. Now they've got a 5-point lead, but Willie Anderson took to heart the fact that all the papers were saying that Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter were outplaying Strickland and Anderson, so they made a concerted effort to try to get back into it. They have not done it as of today.
Quinn, as you and I discussed, and in watching the games, it did not appear that Willie Anderson was having an outstanding playoff series, yet he comes in this afternoon averaging almost 20 points a game in the playoffs.
Yeah, Greg, but what he's not doing is he's not getting his hands on the ball, getting fast breaks. People get excited when he gets his dunks and things of that nature. First of all, they played 2 games in Portland. Second of all, Willie Anderson just hasn't done enough of that.
Buck Williams makes it a 30-23 lead for Portland.
Little 3/4 court trap here by Portland.
Shot clock at 13, just ahead of the game clock. Strickland down the lane. Nice move, Rod Strickland.
With David Robinson out of the game, it opens up the middle, and that's where it's at his best.
Drexler and the foul. And that's just something that shouldn't happen in the closing seconds of the quarter.
Except there was a press on, and all of a sudden Willie Anderson took a bad gamble, and then you got Clyde Drexler going to the basket. So anytime there's a press, you attack the basket. Willie Anderson just made a bad gamble.
0.7 of a second showing on the clock for the quarter. And it's been a Clyde Drexler show as Willie Anderson tosses it at the buzzer and misses it. Clyde Drexler, outstanding with 16 points and a couple of blocked shots. He has led Portland to a 33-25 lead. We'll be back for the second quarter of the Spurs. Wingate.
But David Wingate is somebody that's really benefited from having Larry Brown. Larry gives people confidence as a coach, and he's done a good job with Wingate, because Wingate's primarily a defensive player.
Cliff Robinson trying to establish position on Caldwell Jones, lost it out of bounds. Drazen Petrovic into the lineup for Portland, as is Danny Young.
Petrovic, primarily an offensive player, can come off picks and stick it. Danny Young giving Terry Porter just a little break.
Terry Cummings works his way inside, off the glass, no. Rebound, out to Strickland. Brickowski puts it up. And Petrovic has the rebound. Down low, Robinson. Left-handed shot up short, loose ball. Here comes Strickland. Brakowski open in the corner. Frank Brakowski has had an outstanding playoff series, averaging almost 11 points a game, and better yet for Larry Brown, almost 6 rebounds a game.
Greg, I think he's been their most consistent player. He's banged. He got 20 points in the first game, but it's his physical presence and particularly his rebounding that I think has been the most beneficial for the Spurs.
Spurs close to within 4, 33-29. Kersey. And Caldwell Jones has the rebound for San Antonio. Spurs looking to inch even closer. Cummings off the pick.
That's his favorite direction, Greg. If Terry Cummings goes left, he's a tough player. Right there, that's what he wanted to do.
Rick Adelman says, hold on, we have to talk about this. 9:57 to play, and the Spurs have cut it to 2. David Robinson, not surprisingly, named today to the NBA's All-Rookie team. There's a whistle.
Foul to number 27, Caldwell Jones' first team foul.
As we look at Larry Brown, who's seen the Spurs climb in. Quinn, there's a reason why the Spurs are back in this game.
Well, because Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter, 2 of the top 3 leading scorers on Portland, are sitting on the bench, and they haven't been able to generate any offense.
Petrovic.
Drazen Petrovic is a guy that he's much better shooting it off the pick, but in the game on Thursday, he came off and shot some shots like that. That'll be a big help for Portland to get some offense from somebody other than their normal stars.
Petrovic, the rookie from Yugoslavia. And there are some bodies flying down low. Foul is going to be, looks like, on Petrovic.
Well, it's very active in there. And you see Drazen, he's got it Wingate hooked, and then he tries to pull him. And then after that, the official really caught the first part of the thing, and he missed the second part, which could have been considered a foul on Wingate.
You mean Buster Douglas? 35-31 Blazers. Cummings from outside again. Front rim, no. Loose ball. That's on Petrovic. Petrovic hooked Wingate and is nailed with a second foul in about 15 seconds.
Drazen is a first-year player in the NBA, but in Europe and in the international competition, they do those little kind of tricks all the time. So I'm not as surprised to see him try what we consider veteran tricks, like holding around the waist a little bit.
Brakowski into the lane. Two-point game again. Brakowski has 4. Buck Williams calling for the ball. Danny Young now. And Petrovic fakes the 3, working his way inside and got it off and was fouled. You know, maybe those moves are things that Drazen can get away with at home because his dad's the local chief of police in his hometown.
Yeah, that would help. But don't get me wrong, this young man can score. He averaged 26 points a game in Europe, so he's very capable of scoring. He just hadn't played against these kind of athletes before.
Willie Anderson into the lineup for Terry Cummings. And Johnny Moore, number 00, is into the lineup as well for San Antonio.
Johnny Moore comes in to give a break to Rod Strickland, and Willie Anderson giving Terry the same thing. But what's interesting is David Robinson in the game, and they still, San Antonio is back in the contest, so you can expect to see a fresh Robinson, very active when he comes back in.
Portland by 3, 8:40 to play first half. Johnny Moore out of control, lost it. Young, Petrovic, and Kersey open for the pop. Tap up, and Cliff Robinson high in the air for the board.
That's some of the things that the 6'10" Cliff Robinson can do. Quick to the ball, great jumper. You've got to put a body on him.
Blazers lead back to 5. Willie Anderson off the pick. And the whistle blows down low. This is on Buck Williams. And Buck cannot believe it. and just double dribbled his goggles on the baseline.
But the interesting thing, Buck is complaining about it, but Frank Bukowski is the guy that gets Buck in position for this whole thing. And that's why I said Frank Bukowski is so important, because he'll put a body on you and make you do things like he just did with Buck Williams.
2 personals on Buck, and an enraged Williams goes to the bench. Mark Bryant back from the locker room and back into the lineup. Shot clock down to 8. Johnny Moore in a bind in the corner. Out of bounds. Belongs to San Antonio. They'll have 5 seconds to get a shot off.
Well, Greg, with no Terry Cummings and David Robinson out on the court now, San Antonio really doesn't have a one-on-one player that can create the shots. That's why they're hurting offensively.
Inside to Caldwell Jones, who put it up and in. (38-35), Portland. Drexler back into the game for the Blazers. Petrovic, and now Robinson. Rejected by Jones. 3-on-1, Anderson, blocked by Drexler.
Whoa!
Is Clyde Drexler pumped or what? What a magnificent defensive play by Clyde Drexler.
I want to tell you, now this is a great block here by Caldwell Jones to let him know the old man can still get after it a little bit. But going back on the other end, you could see Clyde Drexler timing his steps, and you see the visual contact. Oh boy, and he just threw that one back.
That's 3 block shots for Clyde Drexler here this afternoon.
None of them look as good as that one though, Greg.
David Robinson back, turnaround. 8 points for David Robinson, 38-37. Back comes Drexler in a hurry. Drexler has 18 of Portland's 40 points. The lob for Robinson. And he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. 6 minutes, 56 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Well, Robinson will go to the line when he comes back.
Clyde Drexler's got his mind made up. Now he shoots this thing over Caldwell Jones.
Greg Gumbel along with Quinn Buckner and Andrea Joyce. And Quinn, I guess I go back to what you mentioned in the first quarter about not really an awful lot of penetration by the San Antonio Spurs, although they have begun to run better here in the second quarter.
Well, that's what I think they have to do, because they can get the ball to David Robinson either by getting him on. They don't have a choice with David Robinson. You got to get it to the basket as quick as you can.
Porter, Drexler, Danny Young, 3 guards into the lineup for the Blazers. Strickland. Deflected. Loose ball comes to David Wingate for the open shot.
Oh, off the glass.
Did he call that? 4 for Wingate. 42-40. Portland's lead is 2. Danny Young wants the ball down low on Jones. Or rather, it's Mark Bryant, and his shot is off. Willie Anderson. And he's fouled in the shot. And Terry Porter says, not me. Second period in Phoenix, the Suns with a 1-point lead on the Lakers. The winner there has a 2-games-to-1 lead.
Terry Porter's claim there is as Willie Anderson came to him, he tried to put his arms up, but in his effort to do that, there was no question in my mind that Terry Porter hit Willie Anderson on the arm. Because I thought Willie was taking a bad shot. I think he got bailed out by what happened with Terry Porter.
Terry Cummings back into the lineup. Caldwell Jones to the bench.
Well, you got more offensive punch in with Terry, but when you get that kind of play from the guy, 11th man on your bench, that's a real plus for the Spurs.
1-point ball game. Cliff Robinson down the lane. Bad shot. Cummings rebound. Spurs looking for the lead. Cummings around Robinson. Oh, what a shot by Terry Cummings. Danny Young No. Cummings with the rebound. Strickland. Rick Adelman says enough for now. He wants a 20-second timeout. 9 of 15 from the floor, while Portland is 4 of 11. Drexler, tough shot. Willie Anderson kicks it out to Cummings, and that's an offensive foul on Anderson.
Yeah, Terry Porter did a good job of establishing position, and that time Willie Anderson was clearly out of control. But you got to be careful, and a young club will have this kind of problem. They get the crowd, get involved with the crowd, Greg, and then they play to what the crowd is chanting. And that time, that's what happened to Willie Anderson. That's how he got out of control.
Portland has turned the ball over 6 times today. The Spurs 4. Robinson with the defensive play, trying to save it as Cummings, but it belongs to the Blazers.
You'll see the quickness here of David Robinson. You see him get his hand on the ball. Now, here I see something that if you're Portland, you can't be happy about. I see everybody going down on the ball are San Antonio Spurs. If I'm Rick Adelman, I've got to wonder, is my club into this game or not? I don't know at this point.
Buck Williams, left hook, short. Drexler missed the offensive board. Here comes Strickland. Five-point lead, and there's a foul at midcourt. Wingate. I think you're right, Quinn. I don't think there's any doubt about whose adrenaline is flowing the strongest now.
I think that Rick Adelman knows as well as Larry Brown. The team that plays with a sense of commitment is going to win this.
Strickland on the steal. And Rick Adelman says timeout right now. Terry Porter, Jerome Kersey, Buck Williams, Cliff Robinson, Clyde Drexler on the floor for Portland. Willie Anderson, Rod Strickland, Terry Cummings, David Robinson, and David Wingate for the Spurs. Shot clock is at 6. Kersey looking for shooting room. Down to 3. Got his shot away. Off the mark. Tapped up. No good. Buck Williams.
That's what they did in game 1 and 2, Greg, is that they stayed on the offensive glass. I didn't think San Antonio did a very good job blocking out. That's how Buck got the tip.
Williams has 6. 5-point San Antonio lead. Cummings gave Buck Williams a shove and knocked his goggles awry, and that's what Buck was complaining to the officials about on the way back up court.
Well, see, you can't get into the point where you're complaining to the officials. You just got to play and just be as aggressive as the opposition.
Batted away, regained by Williams. Stolen by Cummings, ahead for Strickland. And the whistle blows.
They call a foul back before the play got going on the other end of the half court, so the basket wasn't allowed. But
foul is on Terry Porter. It's his 3rd.
Yeah, Terry Porter, I mean, you don't want him to get his 3rd foul. But this is a young man that we talked about earlier, Rod Strickland. Now, doing that 12-0 run, he ended up with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. He is a critical factor to what the Spurs do because he gets the shooters the ball. He triggers things on the offense.
And Danny Young is going to replace Terry Porter, who collected his 3rd. We talked about Terry Cummings and Buck Williams. It's worth mentioning that down the stretch in Game 3 here Thursday night, they had a little face-off and had to be separated.
They did, and it's one of those things where Terry just said, I wanted to make my presence felt. I was not going, I mean, he didn't want to get to a fight. Just, get out there, bump some bodies a little bit, he said.
Below 3 minutes, Drexler. Cummings with a rebound. Here's Cummings. And that's Buck Williams on the floor with David Robinson. Foul is on Williams.
I see some frustration coming on right here. David Robinson clearly knocks Buck. Maybe not that hard, but Buck comes back and tries to block David Robinson out. The official felt that he was too aggressive. Now he also has the third foul. That really hurts with Duckworth out, and you got Brian got himself in a little bit of trouble. But Cliff Robinson, you got young players trying to play against David Robinson. That's a big problem.
Technical accompanied it. Cummings missed it. And it's a 10-point San Antonio lead with 2:40 to play for the half. Cliff Robinson. Blocked by David Robinson. Whistle on the play. And the foul is on Sean Elliott.
But you saw harassing defense, though, Dre. All over. San Antonio is all out, all over the court.
That's third personal foul on Sean Elliott. And Frank Brakowski into the lineup now for the Spurs. Had fun this morning reading Frank Brakowski's daily column in the newspaper. Brick said, "I'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel."
He came to let us know he got us a little publicity, Dre.
54-45, under 2.5 to play. Cummings. Cummings has 17. Drexler, and that one kicked by Rod Strickland. And welcome to those of you who've been watching the LA Lakers Phoenix Suns game. Greg Gumbel along with Quinn Buckner and Andrea Joyce here at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio, where the Spurs have come back from a first quarter deficit to lead 56-45 with just about 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Clyde Drexler has been the spark plug for Portland, but San Antonio has come back in a rush in the second period. Robinson hits the deck as the whistle blows. David Robinson with 11 points. Clyde Drexler 19 points and 3 blocked shots as the Spurs were able to get their running gear in the second quarter and get back into it and in fact grab the lead. There's David Robinson.
You know, David is having a little seat right now, but what he did was he stopped the penetration of the Portland Trailblazers, and Clyde Drexler was one of them early in the first quarter who had penetrated to the point he had 16 points. He only has 19 now, so you have to feel that David Robinson's presence in the middle caused that for Clyde not to happen as well. But the other thing with David Robinson was he got fast breaks going in the other end. He either blocked a shot, got a hand on the ball, and San Antonio was able to capitalize going in the other direction.
This is his opposite number at the line, Cliff Robinson, the rookie. And the problem Rick Adelman has with Portland is that his starting center, Kevin Duckworth, out with a broken right hand. Backup center, Wayne Cooper, sidelined today by back spasms. He does not have a true center on the bench. Strickland for Brakowski. Brakowski has come off the bench for 6. 58-47 as we approach a minute and a half for the first half. Kersey. And there's a whistle on the play. Kersey will go to the line. That one on Terry Cummings.
Number 34, Terry Cummings at second.
Larry Brown engineering quite a turnaround this season here in San Antonio. Spurs went from 21-61 last year to 56-26 in the Midwest Division Championship.
Well, I think Larry did an outstanding job in putting the club together and coaching it. Getting David Robinson didn't hurt, but when you put people in here like Terry Cummings, I think that helped him. But I'll tell you somebody they don't talk about, and Larry will, is Maurice Cheeks helped this team grow up some too. The trade was made in a good trade for both clubs, but Cheeks was able to give some early stability, and now David Robinson has the confidence that he can play on this level.
What a quick move by Terry Cummings around his man on the far side. And it's a 12-point lead for the Spurs. Cummings has 19. Strickland for Wingate. You'd have to say things are going well for San Antonio. 50 seconds to play. And listen to the crowd. Drexler trying to take Brakowski and is fouled. Go back and look at Terry Cummings, first of all, with that little move around his man. And Quinn, this is what the outside jumper will do for you.
Well, you got to come guarding, but Terry Cummings would rather go left, and there was poor defense on the part of Portland. They never got over there to help out, but you see Terry is pleased with it. But this is a shot here. David Wingate got himself in trouble, was able to create one. And boy, when you San Antonio Spurs, you see that going. You say, folks, it's going well now.
Create is being nice about it, isn't it? Drexler's been stuck on 19 points for a while now. Now he has 20. Drexler almost had the steal.
Now, Rick Adelman's club has not been that aggressive, I don't think, here in the first half. They've played, but clearly San Antonio has been aggressive here. They've come up with loose ball, offensive rebound.
Strickland found Caldwell Jones on the baseline that was batted out of bounds with exactly 30 seconds to play, and Larry Brown wants a 20-second timeout right here.
Now, Larry's taking like Caldwell. It makes a big difference.
Moses Malone, the only other active player from ABA days. Pressure on Williams, and a backcourt violation goes over to Portland.
Well, that's what Larry Brown did not want. What he's trying to say is that he didn't have the basketball, but I thought that was a good call, because what could have happened is that was a foul with Reggie Williams. You watch, there's the ball gets knocked loose, and Reggie Williams starts pushing people away, but the official felt it was backcourt.
Time remaining, lower right of your screen. No shot clock. This is Danny Young. To the baseline. And a whistle on the play.
Yeah, Reggie Williams. Larry Brown can't believe it, but Reggie Williams pushed off trying to guard.
Number 23, Byron Irvin, is into the Portland lineup. A rookie out of Missouri.
And a very good rookie that Rick Adelman has, and I think that's somewhat indicative of the depth that Adelman has at the guard spot. And you have Byron Irvin sitting on the bench as the fourth guard.
Right now he's wishing for a little depth at center. Young hits the first. That's his first point of the day. 7 seconds to play here in the first half. (62-51). Brakowski all the way down to Reggie Williams, who flips to Wingate, back behind his back, and time expires before he gets the shot off. Second half underway. San Antonio with the ball going right to left on your screen. And Willie Anderson looks inside to Cliff Robinson, and outside now to Cummings. When Terry Cummings is popping that outside jumper, he is double trouble. Same starting five for both clubs. Porter for three.
One of the things Portland is really missing is that Jerome Kersey really hadn't played well for him. You remember, he had that big game in game one, but here in games 2 and games 3 and 4, he really hadn't played big, and that's one of the things that is hurting Portland.
Jerome Kersey with just 5 points today comes in averaging 20 for the series, for the playoffs. David Robinson's short hook will fall. Spurs lead at 66-54. Kersey falling for the ball and gets it. We'll go one-on-one now with Cummings across the middle. David Robinson with the ball. Strickland, nice pass down low to Anderson, who kicks it back out. Shot clock at 7 as Robinson looks for room on the baseline. Tip no good, whistle blows, and the foul is on Cummings. That's number 3 on TC.
Well, the one thing that Portland can't afford to do, even here early on in the third quarter, you can't trade baskets. You need to come out and set a tone if you're the Portland Trailblazers. The guy that normally does that for them is the man with the ball, Terry Porter, either dishing it or taking it to the basket.
Robinson, 3-second violation. Buck Williams setting up camp.
That was caused by David Robinson. Cliff Robinson couldn't get around David, and then all of a sudden he was looking for help, and Buck Williams was standing in the lane too long.
You know, you saw David's parents here earlier. David's brother Chuck is here as well, who just finished his freshman year at the Naval Academy. And Larry Brown was out here at practice teaching him a few things yesterday as the Spurs turn it over. Porter down the lane. Another rebound for Cummings. Anderson for Strickland. Oh, good pass to David Robinson. 14-point lead, 9.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And Kersey and Sean Elliott, and the foul is on Kersey.
He's frustrated, Greg. Jerome Kersey has not gotten in position. Rick Adelman knows how important he is to the team, and it's starting to get to Kersey. He can't get position, and it's just become frustrating. You've got to keep working hard because teams are not going to let you get your spot you normally get.
You heard Andrea talk about Psychology 101 a short while ago. Sean Elliott was doing a little talking on his way back up court. Shot clock at 7. Strickland around Porter.
That's Rod Strickland at his best.
Porter for 3. So Terry Porter gets 3 back in a hurry. He has 13 points. 70-57. Spurs.
But if you notice where the points are coming from, Portland is shooting jump shots, and you'll see San Antonio get nice good 15-footers.
Elliott baseline shot doesn't drop, and here comes Portland. Drexler back outside. Another 3 by Porter. That is a kick ball and belongs to the Spurs. Take a look at ball movement by the Spurs, that other trip down court.
Well, what you have is, first of all, the long outlet gets it by most of the defense, and then from there, there's some options because Rod Strickland comes, and he knows if he gives it to Mr. Robinson, he knows what to do with it.
There's Chuck Robinson, who will be a sophomore at the Naval Academy next year.
Yeah, I asked him if he's going to grow 6 inches like his brother. He said, boy, I sure hope so.
Anderson's drive, no. Tap, no good. Loose ball in the air. And a loose ball foul is on Sean Elliott. And Terry Porter paying a visit to the folks across the way.
Well, there's just a good effort on the part of both players. There was no intentional foul as Sean Elliott going over to give a hand, if you will, to Terry Porter, but there was really no foul intended.
4 fouls on Sean Elliott. He is out of the game now and replaced by David Wingate. When Terry Porter comes in this direction like that, it's all yours.
No, I'm going to let you catch it.
On the drive, Cliff Robinson tied up by David Robinson.
I mean, David Robinson was just beat on that play, Greg, and was able to get back fast enough. Now, right here, watch, Cliff Robinson beats him, but David is so quick. I mean, he was really quick.
Really quick. That's about as quick as I've seen him. So quick, we're going to have to digest that with 7:50.
You guys.
Thank you, Dr. Joyce. The tap goes to San Antonio. Well, that story began to develop after Wayne Cooper left Thursday's game with back spasms. Robinson's turnaround, no good. Buck Williams rebounds. We told Andrea that story is all hers. She can get all the medical lingo down. Nice pass to Clyde Drexler coming down the lane.
But that's one of the few opportunities that Portland has had to push the ball up to take advantage of the lack of defensive transition by San Antonio.
Drexler with 22. Portland looking for a defensive stand here. Shot clock down to 3. Anderson open, comes up short, gets it right back. Down the lane, tried to give it to Robinson, and Porter made the steal. 4-on-3. Porter to Buck Williams. Wanted the foul call, didn't get it. Cliff Robinson, loose ball, no foul. Here comes Wingate. Strickland with the rebound and is fouled. And there is Brick cheering his teammates on from the bench. That's 4 on Buck Williams.
When we were talking about the turnovers, you see Portland has 11, San Antonio 6. Now, of those 11 turnovers, you see San Antonio's converted 14 points up to Portland 6. That is a big key with these two teams, primarily because these are two fast-breaking teams, and those turnovers that have been committed, the majority are steals, which means the ball is in play, and you have an opportunity to get back before the defense can stop you scoring.
Strickland gets the bounce. He has 13. 72-59, 6:40 to play, third quarter. Drexler, down low to Buck Williams. Buck Williams has 8. And Buck, tough getting off the blocks here, is averaging close to 16 in the playoffs. Terry Cummings calls for the basketball and gets it. Drives on Williams and got tied up. Cliff Robinson tied him up. Into the game now comes Mark Bryant for Buck Williams.
Well, Mark Bryant is coming in the game, but he's got somewhat of a ginger ankle. We talked about how he got it wrapped. I watched him come out at halftime, and he's walking gingerly, so we'll have to wait to see how much that's going to affect his play.
Tap picked off by Wingate to Cummings. Basket, yes!
Well, here, that's just quickness that gets to the ball, and then just presence of mind to see that he's got Mark Bryant in position to go try for the block, and Terry Cummings with great strength gets it in. And you think they aren't happy here?
Third personal foul on Cliff Robinson. Cummings looking to make it a three-point play. Doesn't do it, Mark Bryant, and Bryant limping up court noticeably. Pass into the middle, picked off by Wingate. 3-on-2, Strickland. Back to Wingate. Oh, look at the pass. And blocked by Cliff Robinson. Willie Anderson had it rejected. And we can barely hear the whistles.
Well, you'll see coming up on the left side of the green. Good ball moving, but you see right here, these are two blocks, if you want to call it that, because both Jerome Kersey and Cliff Robinson were there and got all ball.
Drexler. And Mark Bryant across the lane.
And that's what's been sorely missing by Portland. They have no inside game, and they end up shooting jump shots. They haven't been taken to the basket and nobody to throw it to inside.
At the start of the half, we showed you the great disparity in front line scoring. Willie Anderson. .5:15 to play, 13-point lead for San Antonio. Drexler for Cliff Robinson, and he'll go to the line to shoot the free throw too. Dick Bavetta says that is the third personal foul on Willie Anderson.
Well, with David Robinson out of the game, you've got a lot of things you can do. That time, Clyde Drexler is a threat inside. So him being a threat to two people, found Cliff Robinson open on the other side, and Robinson finishes off the three-point play.
Speaking of David Robinson, he'll come in at the next whistle. It's down to a 10-point lead, 5 minutes to play for the third quarter. Wingate. Andrea Joyce tells us that although Mark Bryant's ankle is sore, he will continue to play on it. Anderson regains possession. Strickland. The lead is back to 14. Robinson trying to get inside. Loose ball. San Antonio, Wingate. And Terry Cummings and Clyde Drexler back up court are having serious words. Terry Porter still wants a little bit more conversation. We'll let cooler heads prevail with 4:21 to play here in the third period. And San Antonio leads at 82-66.
1, 2, 3 players with white jerseys and hustling back is Jerome Kersey, but that's not much you can do if you don't have somebody to stop the ball getting back for the defensive transition. That's a little contact made right there. And then all of a sudden, Clyde Drexler goes down to the ground. And then after that, everybody's just chasing for the ball. But once the fast break starts, you got a little more coming along. Right in there, you see, he got tripped. And Terry Cummings took exception to that. There was a double technical foul because Terry Cummings and Clyde Drexler, that's not basketball there, fellas. We got to change this up.
In the case of coincidental technicals, no foul shots are taken. 4:10 to play, third quarter, 82-66. Kersey inside is fouled.
Fouls on 23.
Foul is on Frank Brickowski. That's number 2 on Brick, which means he's got a lot more to give before this day is over.
He doesn't take home many fouls with him either, I can tell you that. He's in one of those crews that Brick is going to try to hurt your arm a little bit.
One for 2 on that trip, 82-67. Wingate. And Bryant with the rebound on the bad ankle. And is the last one up court. Good steal by Anderson.
And a poor decision by Kersey.
David Robinson, baseline. Sent Cliff Robinson flying and then hit the open shot.
Well, Cliff Robinson's got to stay up. I mean, if you get bumped, that's just all a part of this game in the playoffs. You stay on your feet.
Kersey open. Kersey has just 6 points today. And the Spurs not just going to throw anything up. Anderson to Brickowski. Blocked by Cliff Robinson. Drexler on the move. Flips it home.
No way.
Offensive foul on Drexler.
There's no way he's getting away with that one. You'll watch it, but there's no question. Right here in good position, hands up, Willie Anderson has it. The official, Dick Pavetta, right on the call.
Two minutes, 40 seconds to play, third quarter. Willie Anderson. And a foul on the play.
Fouls on Kersey, his second. 13th foul.
Jerome Kersey commits his second. Into the game, Caldwell Jones for David Robinson.
Caldwell's coming in the game for David. One of the things that has been of question about David Robinson is his stamina. I mean, he gets tired pretty quickly, and obviously he's prone to mistake. Leigh Brown wisely seeing David tired takes him out of the game.
Brickowski calling for the ball and gets it.
He's got a mismatch trying to guard it.
Cliff Robinson again in the middle of the Portland defense and loses control at the other end. Drazen Petrovic into the game for the Blazers. Portland has turned the ball over 16 times now to 7 for San Antonio. Strickland. Tapped up by Brakowski. It didn't fall. Petrovic, three-pointer, doesn't go. Kersey checks down the rebound and comes back. Rejected by Jones. Willie Anderson out of bounds to Portland.
You know what? Caldwell Jones has been in the league so long, people forget. Some of these young kids, they don't remember. Caldwell Jones was a stopper for the Philadelphia 76ers, and blocking shots was his forte. You take it in there, he's not David Robinson, but he's better in position, and he can block shots.
Brakowski and Rod Strickland to the bench. Johnny Moore, number 00, into the game. And Robinson is back too.
If Portland wants to get back in this game, Greg, they've got to do a much better job of taking care of the basketball and getting better shots.
Shot clock is at 7. Kersey.
Now they're lucky there. That's a jump shot that David Robinson, well, they see it and they lose it out of bounds. They take a jump shot, got no chance to get a rebound. So you've got to get it inside.
David Wingate. Caldwell Jones with the rebound and is fouled. That's 3 on Jerome Kersey.
First in the last 2 minutes.
And there's a timeout on the floor. 1 minute, 6 seconds to play. Third quarter. San Antonio in the lead, 84-67.
It's a little different.
Robinson's pass is tipped and taken away. Drexler to Porter. Followed by Buck is no good, and the follow-up there is good. 84-69, and 45 seconds for the quarter. Johnny Moore down the lane. Nice shot.
Oh, it really was over the defense.
Terry Porter for 3. Front rim. Caldwell Jones is there.
That shot, Terry Porter, was quick, but one of the reasons they took it was 32 seconds on the shot clock. And if you can take it, you get a chance to get 2 shots for 1. That's why he took a quick three-pointer.
Shot clock now at 8 for San Antonio. Willie Anderson. Down low, Caldwell Jones, and he travels. So the Blazers have just a notch over 10 seconds to get something done here before the third quarter expires. Terry Porter with an eye. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Did he get it off in time? It counts. Larry Brown says no. Dick Bavetta says yes, and Bavetta's opinion is the one that counts.
Well, Greg, there's no question in my mind. If you watch the clock, he gets the shot off. But Larry Brown is trying to say no, but this looks pretty good to me.
Our contestant, Greg Majors, will now...
Oh, my.
I take that back. That looked as good as I thought it did. Larry Brown was absolutely right. I really thought he got it off. By the time I heard the horn, it looked that way.
Dick Bavetta says yes. 86-71 Spurs. Well, he's something of a good luck charm himself for the Spurs. They're 45-12 when he does their games. Buck Williams, no. Wingate with a rebound. Armando, incidentally, about to start his 11th season as the radio voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
Fouls on 21.
And Danny Young commits the foul.
Ball on the side of the Spurs.
8 minutes to go, and the Lakers are down 14.
Wow, Phoenix is going at them. Phoenix has played pretty well. I've watched them since I've been out on the West Coast, and they stay really aggressive, and that's what you have to do.
Speaking of aggressive, Buck just pulled number 5.
Well, Terry Cummings gets the ball, but you see the pick right there, and Johnny Moore does the right thing. He's got position, and Buck was trying to get around. He just a little too aggressive. Just picked up his 5th foul.
Terry Cummings. you can see them go right at Buck Williams immediately, who is within one foul of being out of here. Johnny Moore. Terry Cummings right at him again and right by him.
You're right there, Greg. He couldn't afford to get a foul, and Terry Cummings wisely takes it to the basket. You got a man with 5 fouls, you try to get him out of the game.
This is Drexler with 10 seconds on the shot clock, three-pointer, way off the mark. Moore, oh, look at the feed for Sean Elliott. Rick Adelman says we'll take 20 seconds to talk about it here.
When you get in here, there's a battle right there. These two guys have been banging at it quite a bit. But David Robinson still able to hold his own, come up with it. And the quick outlet pass is what started that whole thing. And you see it finish off. The pass was what was great because the defender went out to get Sean Elliott out in the corner. And Sean at the last minute cut to the basket. Johnny Moore was able to put the ball on the money.
25 points for Terry Cummings leads the way. (90-71). Danny Young. And Robinson with another rebound. Cummings with Kersey on him now. Down low, Robinson.
All day long. He got it on the move, Greg. That's an all-day-long jump shot.
The lead is 22. To the baseline, Young had it blocked, and Robinson lost the handle. I think David Robinson had visions of an earth-shaking slam.
Oh, he was going to try to give him a big one.
Petrovic spinning in the lane, pulls up and hits. 15 amateur officials alongside us here calling traveling on that play.
15 or 15,000.
Here's Johnny Moore trying to work his way inside, throws it up. It was off balance, and that'll go on. Terry Cummings tied up Mark Bryant. And there is a timeout on the floor with 9:28 to play. The Spurs very much in charge. The jump ball between Terry Cummings and Mark Bryant. Saved and then out of bounds. And belongs to Portland. It appears that a photographer over there just had his camera stepped on.
Yeah, he got a little present. Being so close.
He thought that was a good seat when he first arrived.
See, it's at this stage of the game, I think that Portland just has to take their time. They've been rushing, and in doing so, they've been making some bad decisions. This time they get an offensive foul.
That's Mark Bryant. That's 3 on Mark Bryant. Petrovic back into the game. On the baseline, David Robinson. And Buck Williams goes up for the board. Robinson with the steal. Here comes Strickland and Cummings. Terry will take it. .27 for Terry Cummings. Drexler rejected by Robinson. That's 4 block shots for Robinson. Kersey.
One of the few times the ball has been taken right at David Robinson. As long as you let it go before you get to his body, he's quick enough to block the shot. If you go at his body, he can't get off the ground.
Robinson going against Buck Williams, who has 5. Petrovic helped out with the double team, and he gave it up. Cummings again.
Fade.
27 for Terry Cummings. And the foul is on Willie Anderson.
Oh, I see Willie Anderson making some friends out there. Ridiculous better.
You know, there's one thing that struck me. Every playoff game we've done, you know every official.
You got to know them, Greg.
Everyone.
You got to know how to talk to them when they're calling those fouls on you.
Buck Williams to the baseline. And he's fouled. Talk about what Terry Cummings has done for the San Antonio team, Quinn. What about what Buck Williams has done for Portland?
Well, I think emotionally he has been the guy that banded the team. You know, he's a very strong person of character, and I'm not to imply that Portland didn't have it, but this man played, and I said this to you in the first game, he played after having his eye socket hit pretty hard. So if he can play, everybody can play. But by the same token, he struggled today, and by virtue of that, Portland has struggled too because he just hasn't been able to get in the game.
We've talked about this before, but it's ironic that Portland went through the league season, the regular season, one of the healthiest, if not the healthiest team in the league. Their entire front line went all 82 games. And yet they get to this stage of the playoffs, and suddenly they're hurting in the middle.
Well, sometimes you don't get a break, and by a break, I mean a rest. If you get a sprained ankle, you get a couple, 10 days off. That makes a big difference when you're playing 82 games. You get a chance to breathe easy.
Petrovic fouls David Robinson from behind. That's 3 on Drazen Petrovic. And Frank Brakowski into the lineup replacing David Robinson. And you see Terry Cummings has been doing a job just about equal to the one Portland has been doing up front. Rejected there and losing the handle, and Portland scrambling for the loose ball. It just doesn't go their way.
That's indicative of how the game has gone for Portland all day.
Anderson, 3-pointer is good. Willie has 12. Petrovic. Tapped up, no good. Tapped out of bounds. Belongs to Portland. And with a timeout on the floor, 6:52 to play, 99-76, San Antonio.
Working to be the best they can do.
San Antonio here in the playoffs. As they come back onto the floor, we'll remind you tonight on CBS, Paradise coming up. Followed by the famous Teddy Z, City, and Saturday night with Connie Chung. That's tonight here on CBS. 6:52 to play. Fourth quarter, 99-76 San Antonio. Buck Williams and Frank Brakowski going at it down low. Kersey's shot is long. Buck Williams there for the rebound and the follow-up. And things are getting a little rough down low.
Well, they're becoming a little bit testy, and part of that, Greg, is that Portland wants to try to establish a tempo for what can happen in the next game. When Portland and San Antonio played the second game in Portland, that's what got San Antonio back into the rhythm to play here.
Whoa, what a shot by Willie Anderson. Back comes Drexler in a hurry. Blows right by his man into the hoop.
I mean, doesn't even crack a smile. Just think that's what's supposed to happen.
24 for Clyde the Glide as the Spurs top the 100 mark. And 6 minutes to play for the game. Brakowski over Buck Williams. Rebounded by Kersey. And Brakowski and Williams just throwing forearms at each other. That went inside, and Kersey is fouled by Willie Anderson.
So one of the reasons David Robinson's not in the game, and all of a sudden you notice the last 2 times down the court, and Larry Brown has just gotten him up to get him in the game. Portland is taking the ball to the basket because there's nobody in there to stop them.
Willie Anderson with 5 personal fouls, and now David Robinson replaces Frank Brakowski. Reggie Williams also checks into the game for Willie Anderson.
You lose some of the activeness that Willie Anderson brings. He made an acrobatic shot there, but Reggie Williams, in terms of stroking the basketball, you don't lose much there because he can flat out stroke it with anybody.
Jerome Kersey just 3 out of 14 from the field this afternoon. That one out of bounds, San Antonio ball.
14 on the shot clock.
Kersey has 10 points. You recall game 1 of this series, he hit 25 points and had 16 rebounds. Terry Cummings around Kersey. Doesn't fall for it. David Robinson fouled. Four on Kersey. You can count the things that have gone right for Jerome Kersey today on one hand.
No, he hadn't been into the game at all. Right here, taking the penetration is Terry Cummings. Defense never gets there to help out. David Robinson is just so strong. And then up here, there was no question about the foul. But I look at Jerome Kersey, and he looked like that wasn't a foul. I wanted to say, you jumped all over his back.
There's Jerome, 21 points. 8 rebounds, 4 block shots for David Robinson today.
And countless alters in terms of shots.
Kersey looks for the pick from Buck Williams and gets it. 103-84, 5 minutes to play. The double team on David Robinson. Strickland fights his way inside.
Terry Cummings is just all over.
That's 31 for Cummings. Drexler. And he'll go to the free throw line. Foul is on David Robinson. That's 4 on Robinson. Lieutenant J.G. David Robinson.
But David didn't do a very good job stepping to the baseline that time, and Clyde Drexler took advantage to the other side and protected it with the rim.
Clyde Drexler, I imagine, looks like a cross between a Ferrari and a Mack truck coming around a corner sometime. Reggie Williams to Cummings. 33 for Cummings as the Spurs just play a little drive and dish. Jerome Kersey as Cummings went for the steal and didn't get it. 107-89, 4 minutes to play. 3:03 to play in Phoenix as the Suns look to go up 2-1.
Portland has got to use this game as a catapult to Game 5. They've got to come out defensively and set some kind of tempo because they have not stopped San Antonio from getting the ball where they want to once.
Quinn, it's interesting that most of the Spurs say that they use the fourth quarter as Kersey's fouled and will go to the line. Most of the Spurs say they use the fourth quarter of their loss in Portland in Game 2 as the springboard for coming back here.
Well, that's what I'm saying that Portland needs to do. They've gotten themselves in a position here where it's pretty tough to get back in the game. They're down there 19. But they don't seem to be establishing anything, and that's what I'm having a problem with.
Terry Cummings has a seat with 33 points and 11 rebounds.
But I'll tell you what this also says is it says how badly they miss Wayne Cooper, because he typically comes in and he blocks shots, and that stops some of the San Antonio Spurs from going in there without concern about if there's going to be a shot block.
The absence of Duckworth and Cooper has left the Blazers effectively without a body to put on David Robinson.
Yes.
Robinson missed that follow, and here comes Portland. Drexler on the run, feeds Petrovic. 107-93 as we have 3:10 to play now.
San Antonio is not in a position where they can really stall. You got the 24-second clock, but you got to stay aggressive. I think you got to take that shot. But Portland, on the other hand, has got to start picking up a little bit more full court because those are two wide open shots.
Kersey. And the whistle outside, the foul is gone Frank Brakowski. And we have a clock stop with 2:51 to play. Steal by Drexler, he steps on the line. We'll remind you, the coordinating producer of the NBA on CBS is Michael Burks. Today's game produced very well indeed by Dan Forer and directed very well indeed by Mike Arnold.
Here.
At the half was produced by Bob Monsbach and directed by Kathy Barretto. The senior producer of CBS Sports is David Winter, and the executive producer of CBS Sports is Ted Shaker. Frank Brakowski. Baseline pop doesn't go, and here comes Drexler. Porter, Petrovic. 109-96.
They still got to have about 3 stops and score, Greg.
Strickland penetrating. Oh.
I mean, I told you, Rod Strickland has to play well. He's got 17 points, 5 rebounds, but he's got 14 assists already. So he's proven his value to this club.
Under 2 minutes to play now. Buck Williams trying to find a way past David Robinson. The left hook doesn't fall. Loose ball, Kersey. Fouled, and he'll go to the line. Looks like Frank Brakowski with the foul. Frank Brakowski gets his hand as he goes to the line. 65 seconds to play in Phoenix, and the Suns up 12.
Well, Frank Brakowski is on his way out, and they get Terry Cummings back in the game.
To the feed, and saved by the Trailblazers, and then lost out of bounds.
Rick Adelman has got to be concerned. He looks for his horses to score, and when I say horses, I mean it's players that you can just ride. One of them that really has shown up just in the second half when it's been decided is Jerome Kersey. He's got to have a big game for him to be successful because he gets out on the breaks and makes so many things happen.
Petrovic has the loose ball, and here come the Blazers again. Baseline, Kersey, and he'll go to the line again. You know, you mentioned Rod Strickland. He had 17 assists the other night. He is averaging over 13 assists a game in this series.
He had 14 the game before that, so he's really come on with getting his assists. I think that first game, he had to get the feel for, you know, what it was like to play with this club in the playoffs. But since then, he's been the guy that's just ignited this team. And as I said at the beginning of the telecast, he needed to get going. And in the second quarter, as things started to go well for the Spurs, he was a big part of it.
Game 5 of this series Tuesday at Portland. Game 6 back here in San Antonio Thursday. And then a Game 7, if necessary, 1 week from today in Portland. Strickland into the turnover. And Porter tried to drop it back to Drexler, and it's out of bounds, and it belongs to the Trailblazers. We have 1:07 to play in the game.
I'm sitting looking at Rod Strickland, and he's telling the official that he blew the call. Rod, you got to be kidding me. You played a great game, and you worried about that call?
Porter got the shot away and hit it. 111-102. This is a 9-point game as we approach the 1-minute mark. Cummings tied up and lost it and fouled. Foul is on Drexler. That's 3 on Clyde.
He's been active here. Terry Cummings turns his back, and as soon as he turned his back, you can see that Clyde Drexler came for the steal. I agree with you, because it happened to be right in front of us, but the official had a better position.
Last night at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Bulls had a late rally that came up just short. Doesn't appear that the Blazers are going to get that close today.
No, and primarily because of this player, this fella here. He's done a great job, Terry Cummings. Every time they've needed a big play, he seemed to come up with it, even on offensive end or today.
Have you heard anything from how the sale's going?
I haven't even thought about that cattle sale, and I'm not going to for about another hour. I'm going to enjoy this.
All right, we've enjoyed it too. Thanks a lot. Back on to you guys.
Thank you, Andrea. Red asked me if I was interested in buying anything. I said I'll just buy it at the hamburger store instead. I'll buy it already done. Thank you. Red is as delighted as anyone to have seen the resurgence here in San Antonio. Porter misses the first. The Phoenix Suns have beaten the Lakers 117-103 to grab a 2-1 lead in that series. (113-103). 10-point lead, 50 seconds to go. Robinson to Wingate to Reggie Williams.
That's how you break the press. But I was going to say, Portland's got to get to the point. If they want to do something, they got to start fouling.
Petrovic gets it away too hard. That one out of bounds belongs to San Antonio. And coming off the bench now, Sean Elliott.
And John, it happened for the Spurs today, and David Robinson did a great job protecting the middle. Just never let Portland get into the floor of the game.
Blazers double on Anderson, forced inside, knocked away. Here's David